The Mirror Game. Chapter 1. The Dare. It was a chilly October evening when a group of college friends gathered in an old abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. The mansion, rumored to be haunted, had been the subject of local legends for decades. Among the group were Sarah, an adventurous spirit, Mark, her skeptical boyfriend, Lisa, a believer in the supernatural, and Tom, always eager for a thrill. As the group explored the dusty halls, they stumbled upon a grand mirror in the main hall. Its ornate frame was tarnished, and the glass was clouded with age. Lisa, eyes gleaming with excitement, turned to the others. "Have you ever heard of the Mirror Game?" she asked. Sarah nodded. "Isn't that the one where you summon a spirit by performing a ritual in front of a mirror?" "Exactly," Lisa replied. "They say if you do it right, you can see your future. Or something else entirely." Mark scoffed. "Come on, that's just a bunch of nonsense." Tom grinned. "Only one way to find out." Chapter 2. The Ritual. Despite Mark's protests, the group decided to perform the ritual. They followed the instructions Lisa had found online. 1. Light a white candle and place it in front of the mirror. 2. Close your eyes and concentrate on your deepest desire. 3. Open your eyes, stare into the mirror and chant, "Mirror, mirror, show me my fate." As they completed the ritual, the candle flickered, and the room grew colder. The mirror's surface began to ripple, and a faint image appeared, a shadowy figure lurking just beyond the glass. Chapter 3. The Reflection. The figure in the mirror became clearer, revealing a twisted version of each person in the room. Their reflections smirked, eyes glowing with a sinister light. Suddenly, the candle extinguished, plunging the room into darkness. Panic set in as the group scrambled to relight it. When the flame returned, the mirror was empty, reflecting only their terrified faces. Lisa's voice trembled. "Did we just summon something?" Mark tried to rationalize. It was probably just our imaginations. But deep down, they all felt a lingering dread. Chapter 4. The Haunting. Over the following days, each member of the group experienced strange occurrences. Sarah heard whispers when alone. Mark saw fleeting shadows out of the corner of his eye. Lisa's dreams were plagued by the figure from the mirror. Tom found scratches on his arms he couldn't explain. They reconvened to discuss the events, realizing the common thread, the mirror. Chapter 5. The Return. Determined to end the haunting, they returned to the mansion to reverse the ritual. Lisa had found a counter-ritual online. 1. Light a black candle in front of the mirror. 2nd, chant, "Mirror, mirror, release us from your grasp." 3. Break the mirror to sever the connection. As they performed the counter-ritual, the mirror's surface shimmered, and the shadowy figure reappeared, now snarling with rage. The group hesitated, fear gripping them. Tom, summoning his courage, hurled a chair at the mirror. It shattered, the glass exploding outward. A gust of wind swept through the room, extinguishing the candle. Chapter 6. The Aftermath. In the silence that followed, the oppressive atmosphere lifted. The group felt an overwhelming sense of relief. Though they left the mansion that night, the experience left an indelible mark on them. They never spoke of it again, but each carried the memory and the lesson that some games are better left unplayed. Chapter 7. The Cracks Remain. A month had passed since they shattered the mirror. Sarah thought it was over, until she woke one night to a sharp crack in her bedroom. Turning on the light, she saw a jagged fracture running through her wardrobe mirror. Lisa reported the same thing days later. Her bathroom mirror had splintered down the center, like something had clawed its way through. Tom stopped responding to group messages. When Mark visited his apartment, he found it abandoned. The only thing left behind was a large floor mirror, unbroken, covered with a black cloth. Carved into the wood at the base were the words, "It never ends." Chapter 8. Reflections. Lisa became obsessed with mirrors. She started covering them all in her house with sheets and blankets, even the reflective screens on her phone and laptop. "It's not the mansion," she whispered to Sarah during a panicked phone call. "It followed us. It knows us." Sarah didn't believe her, until she walked past a storefront window one evening and saw herself smiling. But she wasn't. Her reflection stood still, eyes pitch black, lips curling upward into a malicious grin, while she herself stumbled backward in terror. It vanished in a blink. Chapter 9, The Second Game. Mark tried to forget it all, diving into work, ignoring every strange flicker or sound. But one night he found a letter under his door, no name, no return address. Inside was a single line: "Finish what you started." Attached was a photo of the mirror from the mansion, whole again. Panicked, he called Lisa and Sarah. "Someone's trying to mess with us." Or, "It's not done." Lisa's voice trembled. "We didn't end it. We just cracked the glass. It's still there. We need to bind it." Chapter 10. The rules change. Back at the mansion, now boarded up and colder than before, they brought a new ritual Lisa found from a forbidden part of an old occult forum. Mirror binding ritual. Place 7 shards from the original mirror in a circle, burn sage and salt the perimeter. Each participant must face their own reflection. Speak the truth you fear most. If the reflection moves before you finish, run. They never recovered the original shards, so they brought mirrors from their homes instead, each one now subtly cracked. Chapter 11. The binding. The night was eerily still, wind whispered through shattered windows. Inside the mansion's grand hall, the group arranged the mirrors. They lit the sage, salted the ground, faced themselves. Mark went first. "I never loved Sarah. I just didn't want to be alone." A slow ripple passed across his mirror, but no movement. "Lisa, I wanted this to be real. I wanted something to happen, and now people are dead." Her reflection blinked, but said nothing. Sarah hesitated, her voice barely a whisper. "I saw her, in my mirror. She looked like me, but she wasn't. And sometimes, I think I'm not the one who came back." Her reflection tilted its head, and smiled. Chapter 12. The Split. Suddenly the mirrors shattered, not from outside, but from within. A wave of darkness burst forth from the shards, extinguishing the candles, sucking the air from the room. Then silence. They woke in different places in the mansion, hours later, with no memory of what had happened. Mark had a long gash across his chest. Lisa's tongue had been cut, but cleanly, surgically. She couldn't speak anymore. And Sarah, she didn't remember her own name. Chapter 13. Tom's Return. A week later, Sarah received a video file on her phone. It showed Tom, alive, but staring into a mirror. "I tried to run," he muttered, "but it always finds you. The reflection, the thing. It doesn't want out. It wants in." His eyes turned black. He grinned. Behind him, Sarah's face appeared in the mirror, smiling back. The file ended with static. When she tried to replay it, the video was gone. The end.